Good morning, my people. Top of the top. Happy Throwback Thursday. And it is December 18th. And I want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ because with him, all things is possible. Top of the top. Salute. Shout out to everybody out there moving around in these streets, school, work, wherever you are going. Make sure we take our time getting there. Make sure we go there. Make sure we are aware of our surroundings. Let's try to make it to wherever we gotta go peaceful without bringing any bodily harm to anybody. I know everybody's in a rush to get to where they gotta go, and they just want to get the week over with. Christmas is coming. I understand that, but let's also take the time to get to where we gotta go. Hope everybody's feeling blessed, appreciated, and thankful for seeing another day and knowing with Him all things is possible. What up, y'all? What is going on? Of course, it is Thursday. It's the 18th day of December already. It's crazy how every time the month of December comes, things seem to speed up as the year is rushing to get out. It is. We don't have that long before we'll be bringing in 2026, which is crazy. Um, I'm just a couple about 2-3 weeks shy away of my 43rd birthday. Bananas. Um, Speaking of birthdays, rest in peace to the dog DMX, who is his birthday today. Who I should be doing the chop up on him this morning. Didn't realize till I looked at it this morning. I've been hearing about his birthday for the longest, but rest in peace to the dog DMX, and anybody else that has a birthday that's either not here or still here. Either way you look at it, happy birthday. Either happy belated birthday, or happy heavenly birthday. Any way you look at it, we're celebrating everybody's birthday. Um, so morning chop ups, you know how this goes. A lot of different conversation could be brought up in these chop ups. We don't really have anything in particular. Sometimes people come and try to talk about whatever it is that they want to talk about, and sometimes it works like that, and sometimes it don't. It depends on what you're talking about. It's more than just boxing over here. It's deeper than that. You know what I mean? Way deeper than that. But one thing we love to do, we love to chop it up. So we gonna make it happen. So let's make it happen. So for everybody who's new, stopping through here for the first time, welcome. If you're not your first time, I welcome you anyway. Um, like, share, subscribe, um, and welcome all the No Doug Zone family members and the soon to be. If this channel fits you, all right. So let's go. He said, "Oh, yeah, yeah." For those who don't know, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a fact. Um, I might have to change the whole thumbnail to this because this should really been. It should have been his face on here and us talking about him. But we can talk about him. I'm gonna tell you this though. I'm gonna be real with you, and I'm gonna end up changing this thumbnail. Steady saying morning chop ups. This is a chop up about him, but I'm probably gonna end up in it because I already know I'm about to get deep with this. Uh, I remember the first time seeing him on TV. I mean, and I didn't know what to think. I just thought, hey, he's another rapper. I didn't know where he was from. I couldn't tell if he was from New York. Didn't know. Didn't matter. Didn't matter to me. But I know he had a different type of energy. He kind of gave me like that energy that Onyx had. Bald head, just a wild ass dude. But the barking was something that separated him different. And it was just like, yo, I ain't never, it was just unique to me. I can't say I ain't never seen it because I ain't been around that long. By the time he came out, I was probably about 14, 15. But there was just something different. And seeing him in the LL Cool J 321, and then from there, he just seemed like he just started to just get out there. And before we know it, he ended up hitting the big screen. And that's when we all was introduced to Belly. And Belly, which is one of my favorite movies till this day. I remember being 15 years old and actually going to sneak to go see Belly. Me and a couple of our friends, we wasn't old enough to go see Belly. This is 1998, 1999. So we're no more at the time 15, 16 years old. And we knew damn well we couldn't buy no ticket to go see Belly. So, at that time, today you really can't do it. At least not that I know of. But back then, it was kind of easy for us to sneak into the movie theater. And we snuck into the movie theater, but the thing was somebody had to go in already and open the side door for us. So when somebody got in there and they opened the side door for us, we was able to get in. Now we all was familiar with knowing who DMX was, so we wanted to see the movie. We knew Nas was gonna be in it. Method Man, T-Boz, from TLC. You know what I'm saying? So it was like it was worth going to see. It was worth going to see. And so we did. And we were sitting there looking like, oh my God, what kind of doggone movie is this? This is crazy. Belly was crazy. Even just the beginning of it, just watching the opening of it. I mean, I was like, oh my God, this is like, I've seen movies that was raw before. You know what I mean? But Belly was just something that was just different. And I wish they could have came out with a part two. I think they did. They came out with the game, but that shit was whack. I don't even understand why he was even in that. Belly was an East Coast movie. I didn't even understand what the hell he had to do. But that's just me. Um, but we ended up growing to love him because, by the time we looked up, it was movies after movies after movies after movies after movies. Songs after songs, flesh in my flesh, blood in my blood. It's dark, hell is hot. I mean, it was so many that he was hitting us with. Top three for me is Belly, Painful, Scarface. Yeah, yeah. So I was able to, like I said, yeah, how's it going? Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It was so many joints by the dog. Mind you, y'all, I'm gonna change this thumbnail. So instead of me saying morning chop up, this is gonna be remembering DMX. Today is his birthday. Today is the dog's birthday. I didn't think about it till this morning, and it was too late. By the time I thought about it, it was too late to change the thumbnail. I was like, I didn't want to hold the show, so we're gonna change this to remembering DMX. Uh, one of my favorites. But yeah, so many songs like my man Josh. But the Rough Riders anthem, yeah, I just said that. I just said that. It's crazy you said that. Rough Riders anthem was something that really got it started for me. Still to this day, you play that shit, the Rough Riders anthem, it's crazy. The reaction that you get from Rough Riders anthem, still to this day, and that was back in '98, I think, '99. The reaction that you get is bananas, man. Um, I've seen Rough Riders anthem being played at places, um, and people just absolutely lose their mind. They go crazy. But he had that kind of effect. That song had that kind of effect. And there's a lot of songs that came out back then, and today they might not get no play like that. But that's one particular song. Yeah. But so it was Rough Riders anthem. It was shit. There was so many by X, man. That flush in my flesh, blood in my blood was crazy. It's dark and hell is hot. Crazy. There's just like a shitload of albums and songs that you asked me what was my favorite one. I would probably tell y'all besides Rough Riders anthem, my favorite one would be Slippin'. Slippin' was deep. And see, that was the great thing. None of these rappers today tell a story. A lot of these rappers today just tell on themselves. That's what makes them corny. They tell on themselves. But rappers then had a story to tell. Like, you listen to Slippin', you might have not understood it then. For some people probably couldn't understand it, but you could feel his pain. But it's not until you get older and you experience some things. You might have not experienced exactly what he was experiencing, but you realize when you get older, you experience some things. And as I got older, when I started to experience some things, I started to understand what he was talking about. Not saying that I went through what he went through, because D was treated messed up. You know, his mama taking him to a place for boys and asking him did he like it, and him saying yeah, and her leaving him there. Um, which we have to be. This is why we got to be careful how we treat our children. But at the same time, our children have to be careful how they treat us. Um, just for him to be the listen to Slipping, in 30s tell me it didn't change. Um, Slipping changed. I think every time I heard it, as I got older. Um, I was always glad that I wasn't part of the crash out party because you'd probably be talking to some. I'd probably be a guy you probably wouldn't be talking to. Because all it does is take for you to have one big ass crash out, and you can end it all in one moment. Be in prison and asking what happened that fast. But he always had a story to tell. Y'all remember the song Damien? And it's crazy. Uh, the song he had with the locks, used to be my dog. You was in my left titty, which that I didn't realize till later. They were taking a shot at Ja Rule, which is crazy. I didn't even realize they were taking a shot at Ja Rule. It wasn't until the Locks talked about it, years later, and I'm like, what? I'm like, Jesus. It's a lot of things you'll find out about the industry back then that was going on that a lot of people didn't know. Um, Rest in peace to the Irv Gotti, who played a major role in X Life. It's crazy how they both not here. But rest in peace to the both of them. Um, and that's one of my songs. Used to be my dog. He was in my left ear. That used to be my dog. Is my shit though. Um, I think Cradle to the Grave. It's so many. It's so many stuff that D was, and I felt like D could have went on to be much, much greater, and then he had some hiccups, you know, drug addiction, going to jail. Nobody's perfect. You know, I'm not gonna say who the person said this, but somebody said, people wait till they get famous and start doing street shit. Some people get famous and want to start going to jail. They want to start doing drugs, and it's like you. That's not even you. But guess what? X was already on that type of timing before coming into the game. Just ask. Come to New York, go to Yonkers, talk to a couple rappers, talk to a couple people. X was already on that kind of time. He's been doing it. When they asked him, what oh dude, what's the white dude's name? Leon, whatever the fuck his name is, came to Yonkers and asked DMX to spit. DMX had a broke jaw. His jaw was wired because he got into a situation where he got jumped and still managed to spit. Um, I mean, when you talk about being from the gutter and being from the bottom, that's a perfect example, which a lot of these guys don't know about today. A lot of these guys are just talking about nothing. Uh, if DMX would have been a female rapper, he would have been the baddest motherfucker around, which he ended up being anyway. But dang, man, listen, it'd have been over with. But I look at the legacy that he left behind. I look at the stuff he's done, the music, the movies, and I had the opportunity of meeting X in March of 2019. We was at a comedy show in Harlem. Didn't know who was gonna be there. Didn't know what comedians was gonna be there. I had never really been to a comedy show. So Mrs. Duck at the time, we weren't married. We weren't married yet. We what's going on, babe? We weren't married yet. And she said, we're gonna go out and go to this comedy show. All right, let's go to the comedy show. And dude from the dude who played Ashy Larry in David Chappelle show, he was there. And this other comedian, I forgot his name, but he was in Sunset Park. He was one of the guys that was on the basketball team. But he's there. Mad Chad, what up? Um, so we get to the comedy show and we listen to the comedians. I take my pictures with, few people, and somebody just happened to say DMX is in the back. He at the bar. I'm like, who? Because at this time we didn't know where X was. I think he at this time he had went to a rehab. He had went away. So we like, what? And we happened to I happened to slip to the back. I'm here. I'm like DMX, not one of my favorite rappers. Oh, I'm going to the back to see him. But I had video recorded, which I didn't need to do that because at the time he was at the bar getting something to drink. So I guess they didn't want that on camera. So respectfully, I can respect that. We don't want to get him into nothing. Take it off, and then I'm like, I'm getting to meet the dog, and got to take a picture of him. I got to show you the picture I got. I could have used it as a thumbnail. If I find it, I'm gonna definitely change this thumbnail and put it up so y'all can see it. So I'm gonna change this from the morning chop ups. You'll see. But when I got to meet him, it made my night that night because my wife took a picture. Tiff took a picture with him at the time, and it was just a beautiful moment. When I went home that day, I wasn't even caring about the comedians I saw because none of them were that damn funny anyway. And I was just like, yo, I got to meet the dog. This is crazy. And I remember taking it and I put it up on, I didn't have an Instagram then. I had Facebook. So when I threw it up on Facebook, oh man, my Facebook was going crazy. It was going crazy. They were like, yo, where did you meet the dog at? I said, look, he was at this comedy show. Yo, you should have called me, man. Listen, y'all gotta understand when you're places and you don't expect things to happen, dropping the T, what up? You're not expecting things to happen, right? And when things happen, the last thing you're thinking about is picking up the phone, calling the motherfucker. I'm not a groupie where if I see a rapper or an athlete, I'm quick to pick up the phone and call you and tell you that this person's here. Now, if there happened to be something going on and I got enough time, but still that causes a ruckus where, um, and people wouldn't have been able to just walk in the comedy show anyway like that. So you would have had to end up waiting for him outside. But to finally run into DMX to meet him it was just it was just super dope to me, man. And I always cherish those moments. And I was like, yo, this is man. It made my night. Because like I said, this is a guy I had watched from the time I was a child. Seafood, what up? But X will always be remembered. Happy birthday to the dog. Um, I remember when he had got, before he passed away, when the news said he was hospitalized, I was like, oh man, damn it. But you thinking, all right, this is something that the dog will get over. He's strong. He'll get over it. Give him a few days or a few weeks to rest, and the dog will be back on his feet. And he'll be back touring. The day that we got the news that he passed, that was almost like losing somebody that you knew already. It was a sad day, and I'm like, man, God damn it, man. It was a very, 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 very sad day. Um, and it happened so fast because I'm trying to think, was it him that went first, then Black Rob? One of them went first, and I'm like, oh, come on, this is back to back in the same month. The same month. Um, and then we look up. It's his funeral. I remember them doing it at the Barclays, and I was gonna attend and or not attend, but not to say I would have got inside the Barclays, but all that stuff they was doing, I wanted to really go out there and be a part of that, man, and never happened. But they sent them out the right way. They sent the dog out the right way, man. But if you just listen to his music, still to this day, a lot of his music still influence us. It doesn't matter what he's talking about, and it doesn't matter how people looked at him. You could have called him a junkie, called him a drug addict. You could have called DMX what he was, but you'll never see another one. And he was a damn good actor. A damn good actor. He was a great artist. I don't speak on his fatherhood shit. Um, because things happen. And when you were mistreated a certain way and then drugs got involved in your life, I don't make excuses for nobody, but sometimes shit happens. And yeah, I mean, if y'all all grew up listening to DMX, y'all know what I'm talking about. There'll just never, ever, ever be one like him, man. Never. Impossible. Impossible. And he was never afraid to make diss tracks. Yo, when he came at Get At Me Dogs, which is another one, Get At Me Dogs. We talked about a lot, but that Get At Me Dogs is different. That was the one where you when that shit came on, and if you didn't see I mean, I'm sure a lot of y'all saw the video. Um, it was rough, raw, rugged, whatever you want to, whatever type of street name you could think of. That's what Get At Me Dogs was, and I believe it was done in the infamous tunnel. If y'all don't know what the tunnel is, it was probably one of the most dangerous clubs in New York City. He said 90s. Yeah, grimy. Um, if you look up the tunnel was probably one of the most dangerous clubs in New York City you can go to. Seafood, if you in here, I don't know if you probably went seafood, but I'm sure you know about the tunnel. It was dangerous, but that's where he did get at me, dogs. He did that in the tunnel. Um, he uh he just had he did a lot of stuff that a lot of he did and said a lot of stuff that a lot of rappers wasn't thinking about doing and saying at the time. We had a lot of rappers just speaking their mind, but the dog was just raw with it, man. I remember Busta Rhymes said one time, he said, man, I used to have conversations with the dog, and sometimes I used to walk away and be like, yo, that motherfucker is crazy. But that's how the dog was, man. He was just different. But rest in peace to him, and happy birthday to them once again. Happy heavenly birthday to him. What's going on, Free?
I hear you talking about Earl Simmons.
Yeah, I have to change my thumbnail because I forgot, and I just got invited to, when I ain't just get invited, but they were doing a birthday party for him today. But I was told about this about 3 months ago, and I'm like, shit, I got to tell the person I can't even do it because they were doing it downtown at this place, SOB, which I know is gonna be crazy. And I'm like, I can't do it. But yeah, I'm gonna change this thumbnail. Steady having it the morning chop ups. I'm gonna make this about him. So I'll change the thumbnail when I'm done with all this. Um, she said your age, shaking my. Yeah, the tunnel is, yeah. Seafood know about that place. Coach C and Coach CJ, he worked for a couple rappers, so he know about that place. That place is a nightmare on M Street. Um, but yeah, did people listen to DMX hard body out there like that in DC? Free? Just asking. Because people had their own style of music that they listen to.
No, they came out. I mean, I listen to DMX all the time. I knew him personally. He lived when he moved out of when he was still married to his first wife. He moved next door to my ex father-in-law up in Bedford Hills.
Oh damn.
And so I used to see him on a regular basis. And then when he used to go out and get his weed and stuff, he would come around the neighborhood, and a couple of dudes that I knew actually was the only people he dealt with as far as getting his weed and his other little choice of drug that he liked to get.
Yeah.
He will only deal with those two guys individually. Um, but yeah, no, I knew DMX personally. That's the reason I end up meeting Jadakiss and Sheik, not Sheik Luke, but Styles P. I never met
Yeah.
Sheik Luke, but I met Jadakiss and I met Styles P. Um, and it was a dude that we hung around, Jay Hood, that ended up getting with the locks or whatever. And
Okay.
he was somebody that used to hang around us on a regular basis. But nah, DMX was a cool, down to earth dude. He will always show love to niggas in the neighborhood. Like it's been plenty of times that he would just come on the block and he see people outside, and he would go in the store and just buy people, whether whatever we drinking, he'd just go buy a whole case of it. If we drinking
Yeah.
beer, we drinking sodas, Gatorade, alcohol, whatever we drinking at that time, he would just go in the store and buy a case of it and be like, here y'all go.
Yeah. That pretty much sounds like him. Yeah. Pretty much sounds like him. Um, when I used to hang in YO Hardbody, I used to be in the same projects that Mary J is from. So my brother, he had a friend that used to stay over there, so I'd be in them projects every day. And DMX projects is literally just on the other side. Shout out to School Street. Um, but I used to always, I've actually talked to people out there, and they used to be like, "Yeah, man." But a couple years ago, that dude robbed me, man. And this, I'm like, what do you mean a couple of years ago? Like recently? Like no, before he got in the industry, man. Yeah, I used to see that dude all the time, man. But every time I see him, I will go the opposite way. He came in what? He came he came in what? What did he say? He came in my. Oh, okay, okay. I didn't understand what you were saying, Bay. I'm sorry. Yeah, yeah. So he was like, "Oh, before he got in the industry, man, that dude got me," and I was like, "Oh." I'm sorry to hear that, but I already had knew about them stories already, and that's end up how he ended up getting his jaw broken, all that when they had jumped him because he was doing a lot of X was doing a lot of wild shit, but he didn't. It never cared. He never cared, and it never stopped him from getting a deal. You know what I mean? I was telling them free about how many rappers wait till they get famous, right? And then they start doing street shit that they ain't never did before. They start trying new shit, and you wait till you get rich to start doing this. But DMX was already on that type of time and coming in the industry. He already had a record. He was already
Yeah.
known for. He was already known for getting into a lot of shit. So that was the thing. So that's why when I look at a lot of guys today, I'm like, you wait till you get famous to start doing this dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
I don't get that. I, I don't understand that with dudes when they do that. But yeah, he was I think people look past all that and they just criticized him for the drugs and
Okay.
he was called a junkie. He was called all kinds of names, man. It was just crazy. Ah, Mrs. Free.
Good morning.
Hey, Mrs. Free. Why do you continue to drive around with that nut ass husband of yours, man? Leave that nut ass at home. He's a nut. Your husband's a nut. I love him, but he's a nut.
That I know.
He's a nut. I don't know where you found him, but you need to take him back. Take him back and leave him.
Found him at
Jeez.
the church.
Oh Lord. What church allowed that man to be in there? What church allowed that man? I need to see this church. I gotta come out there and see this church. What church allowed that man to walk in? Not D Free.
Crusaders.
That name is crazy. Crusaders. That's really a name?
Yeah,
Crusade.
that's
So
his.
is it a Baptist church?
Yeah, that's his grandmother's church.
Crusaders Baptist Church. I gotta remember that. Y'all still go there, or probably not, right? You probably don't have time. You work a lot.
Yeah, I be at work all the time. He still go on
D Free
holidays.
still goes?
Yeah,
Wow. Wow. My man Free. I'm not mad
yeah.
at him.
Everybody in his family, somebody up the church. Like his brother's the youth pastor. His his stepfather was the pastor of the church. His brother-in-law is the pastor. His mother is the first lady of our church.
Damn.
Yeah, so
Man, D Free,
everybody.
you got all these positive people in your family, and you got the devil in you. What's going on, man? You got to explain this, man. What the hell is going on with you, Free?
I know you a fucking lie. I got God in me.
I ain't say, I ain't said it in one sentence.
Hey, Free, what the hell going on, Free?
Ain't
You
nothing
want
going on.
you you want to explain to me why the hell you a bad boy and everybody else seemed to be all right? Everybody seemed to
Nigga,
be on the
I
right
ain't,
path,
nigga,
but you seem to be the maniac.
you ain't never, you never seen me on no videos with Biggie or Puffy. I ain't no damn bad boy. I ain't never been around Mace. None of them.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Free, free. What? Really? Really free?
You gonna talk about you a bad boy? I ain't never been part of that group.
It was
Why
a
you gotta throw
mixture.
Mason it though? Why you gotta throw Mason it?
He was part of Bad Boy.
I wasn't even talking about that bad boy. You ain't.
Have a good day.
All
You
right,
can have a
Mrs.
good day.
Free. All right, Mrs. Free. Enjoy your day. Oh my God. Oh my man. Yo, Free got me back. Oh Lord. He said I never see Free walk into the he said I never see Free walk into the cheesecake.
I ain't, you ain't gonna see me walking for no cheesecake. I done told Puffy, man, you can keep that damn cheesecake and the record deal. I ain't walking no damn Brooklyn and all that. I ain't all the way to Manhattan. I ain't
Yo,
doing that.
I
You got
remember
me fucked up.
Babs. I remember Babs said, I'm from Brooklyn and I never even walked. She from Brooklyn. She was like, I never even walked to no damn juniors.
I don't know. You can. The bad thing about it was the way he told them to walk. He told them to go the long way. There was a shorter way that it would only took them like 5 or 10 minutes. He told them to walk all the way around.
You know what, Free? I didn't think about that just till now. Cause I know exactly where they was at. And then now that you mentioned it, I'm like, he played them. Ass walk literally the wrong way. But on purpose. Shit.
Yeah.
The dude, look,
How
we did
bad?
all that.
And
Listen,
he did that to see how bad they want a record deal, and that lets you know niggas is willing to do whatever it is to be famous. I'd have been like, man, you can keep that. I'm not
but
walking.
shit, you know what though?
I'm walking my ass to the bus station and go the fuck back home.
Our career still didn't turn out to be nothing. So all that was for nothing. You only got like two people out that group that got something that they doing today. That's Ness and that's Babs who still got something going on. Everybody else is finito.
Yep.
Um, but what was one of the songs by X? What was one of the songs by X? You probably got a shitload of them. But what was that one song by X where you was like, I like this guy?
It wasn't even a song by X, but he was featured on it. It was a song by Ja Rule, but I like X part in it, and X was the opening lines to the song, and it's murder.
Ah, ah,
That's
okay.
that's my that's my favorite song. Like I said, it's not by X, but it's by Ja Rule, and it's on Ja
Yeah,
Rule's first album. It's on his first album. But I mean, X had a few songs that I like. Um, but that's one of my favorite songs. And then I like him on the joint that he did with LL and
yeah,
Method
three, two,
Man and
one.
Redman. Yeah,
Yeah,
I like that
that's where I
joint too.
first. That's where I first heard him. Because I know a lot of people don't know he had been in the industry. It's just that you know how you don't get that big break. Because I remember in '94 he did this song that him and K Solo kept arguing about called Spellbound. They kept beefing about that, about who wrote it and all that. And that's when on the song "Get at Me, Dogs," you could tell K Solo to suck mine. I said, "Whoa!" I said,
Yeah,
"Whoa! What the hell?"
K so K Solo said he told X about it when they was locked up together or something like that.
Yeah.
And X was like, "Nigga, I told you about it."
X and look, he was so obsessed with that. I remember watching this DVD, Beef. That's why I saw it on Beef. That's how I knew about it. And he even took a lie detector test for it. I said, okay, Solo, come on now. You doing all this to prove what? You doing all this to prove what? Come on now, man. It ain't even that serious. But he was so mad at DMX inviting him to the. He was like, "Yo, we can meet up," and I'm like, "I don't know if you want to meet up with the dog, but good luck on that." That's the last person on earth I want to run into. Like my brother used to say, at nighttime, you was in the streets of Yonkers, and at a certain time, he'd be out there late night with his dog, and this is even before him getting into the game. He'd be out there late night. You don't want to, and you know how Yonkers is set up, Free. There's a lot of dark blocks. There's a lot of places if you just happen to get caught, that's your ass.
Nah,
So
tell him nah.
you
I said this fucking dog bit me.
you
I
don't
don't
want
know
to be
what's
on one of
wrong
them
with me.
side blocks and see DMX with his dogs. That was the last. But I think that for me, out of all the songs, Free Slipping was mine. That was my song, Slipping. I gotta go with Slipping.
And yo, I'm slipping, falling. I can't get up. Yo, I'm slipping, I'm falling. I
Didn't
can't
Slipping
get
didn't
up.
Slipping remind you of somebody that you might have knew that went through that shit? Like you had a friend or something you went to school with that damn, he was going through the same thing. It's like shit. You couldn't relate to it because you didn't come up that way, but then you had somebody you went to school with and you wonder why they look the way they look, why they act the way they act, and um they got somebody at home that just really don't love them. Because I was saying earlier before you came on, it was messed up how his mother took him to that school. It was the place for boys. Asked him did he like it. He said yeah, and then she left him there. Can you imagine your mama doing that to you though? That's crazy. That is crazy. I mean, you
Mm,
never recover. You never recover. You can never recover from that. And no matter how old you get, and even as he got older, if you listen to the stories he told on MTV, that shit still affected him. And he was a grown man. It still bothered him that happened. I don't care how old you are, how tough you think you are. That's just something that never goes away. That you'll be like, this wasn't a foster parent. This was my mama. That's And I think that's what made him the dog that he was, and that's why when you hear his songs, you hear pain. It wasn't just about lyrics. It was a lot of pain in his music. Some people could relate to, and some people couldn't relate to it. But you could relate to it anyway if you had somebody around you or in your family that was going through it. You just didn't go through it, but somebody around you did. So yeah, it's crazy, man. Yeah, today's his 55th. I didn't realize today was his 55th birthday, man. That's
yeah,
crazy.
today is my stepdaughter's birthday.
Oh, word? How old is she
Yeah.
today?
Sade is 20. She got to be 27. 27,
Oh man, she's a
20.
grown ass woman. You tell her I say happy birthday, man. Wish her many, many, many more.
Yeah,
Many
Sade got to
more.
be 20, 27. Because
Yeah,
she's
27 is a
2 years
good age.
older. Yeah, she's 2 years older than my oldest son. So yeah, Sade's
20,
27.
27 is a good age, man. That's when I was hanging in Yonkers hard body at that age. I was like, yeah, 27, 28, 29, man. I was in Yonkers hard body.
Get off at 1 o'clock. Then we gotta pick up shot at cupcakes at 2.
Okay.
I love to hear X. Oh yeah, Vay. Nobody can pray like X. I ain't never seen a rapper pray like X. I never seen a street dude pray like he do. I'm I'm sure Free been around all kinds of dudes. He's been in church. I've been in church. You hear pastors and all types of people, pray, but the way X would do it would be bananas. He's the only person Free, that can go from taking his shirt off to talking a little shit on the mic and then having grown ass people cry. Grown ass people cry. From men to women, and then he can start crying himself. That shit is crazy, man. Did y'all hear that story where Jay Z was telling about how Juvenile told it, X told it? A lot of people said you never want to go on stage after DMX. You wanted to go on
Yeah.
before him because you couldn't top what he did.
Yeah.
Juvenile said, "Man, hell no."
Method Man said the same thing. Method Man told about the same story that Jay Z told when they was on tour for the Hard Knock.
Yeah,
He said everybody be in the crowd. X will be the second act because I think Man and Method Man
yeah,
was the first act.
yeah,
I think Man and Method Man was the first act, and then X would come on, and then it would be Jay Z. And he said he said the crowd will be cheering and everything. He said then the crowd will get quiet, and all of a sudden you hear.
yeah.
And he said the crowd will just go crazy. And then this nigga, he said that after he get everybody all riled up, this nigga ends in a prayer. That nigga Jay-Z's like, man, I can't go on after this. I'm gonna have to get this nigga off my show.
Yeah, he said, yo, what did he say? He said, we got 50 more 2 days of this shit. Jay, Jay had me laughing. He said, yo, 52 more days of this shit. He was like, yo, how can I get the crowd into it? Here it is. I'm coming out here with this punk ass. It's the hard knock life. He said, nobody. He said, don't nobody want to hear that shit. Juvenile was like, yo, man. Juvenile was like, man. I guess it was the Rough Rider Cash Money tour. He's like, can we go on? Can we go on first? Can we go on first? Because this we can't compete with this dude. He's just like, it's
Right.
hard. When you go from praying and then you can cry, and then you can make grown ass men or grown ass women cry. How you top that? That's hard.
DMX was one of few people that actually put on a performance. Most people would just go up there and say their lines, but DMX actually put on a performance. And
Yeah,
it wasn't all dancing and all that. He just performed his songs.
Miss Knight, what up? I see you. Yeah, but
He put a lot of energy into his songs.
you would get your money's worth. This dude would stand on top of the speakers. Like he'll do all kinds of shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Um, we don't get that. We don't really get that no more like that. Uh,
Um,
we don't
hold
get
on,
that no more like that. I'm more familiar with DMX the person than the artist. Yeah. Um, because a lot of those guys that was back at that time that still performing today. I mean,
y'all motherfuckers ready or what?
yeah,
Are
that's
y'all
my yeah,
motherfuckers ready or what?
that's my one right there.
I
That's
don't
my one
think
right there.
so. They got
When he do that, when he
so
start doing all that,
without the villains, there's people around corners.
yeah. But you know what though? That how's it going down? Like Josh was saying, how's it going down? That was another one.
That nigga, no, every time I hear that song, that's my favorite song by X. I tell you, it's not his song, it's Ja Rule's song, but he's featured on it. And when I hear that joint come on, is y'all motherfuckers ready or what? Is y'all motherfuckers ready or what? I don't think so. I don't think you are. They got my back up against the like I'm the
Yeah,
villain. There's people around corners.
yeah.
Death be coming through, running through,
I ain't
gunning
gonna lie to
through.
you.
Be
I
careful
would
what you do,
listen, and
or them
no
slugs might come
disrespect,
for you.
no disrespect to Ja Rule, because I like that shit anyway. I always thought they was the perfect team. That's just me. I always thought they had their differences, but I always thought that they was a perfect.
Ever since
Always
that
thought.
time in December, the streets have kept me safe.
Yeah, Vay.
I keep
But
my
you know
guns
what,
between my
Vay?
waist.
The thing was, the troubles was there way before he got into the industry. See, this is what I'm saying. A lot of guys come into the industry, right? And not saying that everybody comes in there and their life is peaches and cream, but you see how guys move, and then after 2 or 3 or maybe 4 years of being in the game, they start getting into shit, and you like, what is you doing? What is you doing? But he already had that going, and that's why it was easier for people to respect him more, because it's like, look, man, he been about that life. He already had a background of being a real street dude. He robbed people. He got into fist fights. He did whatever. You know what I'm saying? And this is why I said today, you don't get that today from these dudes today. These dudes today, man, are just they ass, because they telling you about a whole bunch of stuff, a whole bunch of shit that they really didn't do. And even if they did do it, they're incriminating the shit out themselves. But it is what it is, though. But yeah, the dog. I was telling them before you got on, about me sneaking in at 15, going to see Belly. Oh man, I wasn't old enough to see no damn Belly. We made it our business to go see Belly though, and that was the rawest movie I probably had seen alone, just going to see myself. Well, me and about two or three other friends, but that's when I fell in love with Keisha, the girl who played Keisha. I fell in love with her. I said, "Oh my God." To see T-Boz, to see Nas, to see Method Man, you see all these people in these movies, and I'm like, and I'm familiar with all of them. Um, I just wish it could have been a belly where DMX went to go get Nas, because the whole moving to Africa. I wanted to see that. Why it never fell through, I don't know why, but damn it, I would have loved to see
Yeah,
it.
cause the belly two when they did it with the game, that joint was
Yeah, I
weak
said
as
that shit
hell.
was. Man, I said that. I just said that. Free asked him. I just told him. I said, first of all, that was an East Coast movie. Why the fuck was you even in it? Like, no, no, not to be no hating, but when I saw it, I said, how do you make a belly tool? And that shit had that was just whack. And I'm not hating on
That
the
joint,
game, but it was just whack.
even though Belly was a low budget movie, it didn't seem as low budget as Belly Two. Belly Two, you knew
Jesus,
that was a low budget movie. I was
that
like,
shit,
hold up,
that shit was so
I know
low.
Belly was a low budget movie, but it didn't look like this. This joint looked
No,
like trash.
Triz ass. He said it was hot garbage. It damn sure was hot garbage. And I don't know who idea it was to put that together. That shit was falaka. I'm gonna say like we say in
Man,
New York, that shit was falaka.
it looked like the game took whatever pocket change he had on him to make that movie. I'm sitting there looking, I'm like, this joint is trash.
Oh, he said whatever pocket change.
That nigga,
Boy,
it
for
looked
you
like he
ain't
dug
shit.
in his he dug in his he saw a couple of dudes out there, a couple of paparazzi shooting shooting videos and stuff. He was like, hold up, I got some money in my pocket. Hey dog, let's do this movie real quick.
Yeah, he
I'm like,
said
oh, this
crush
joint
your
ain't
crush your trash truck juice. Damn, not trash truck juice. God damn. Shit. Damn, I ain't never heard
that
of
joint.
trash truck juice.
I'm like, dog,
Damn.
how you gonna do? You gonna do a hood classic and make the joint bogus? I'm like, everybody know about Belly, and you do Belly two and make the joint worse than Belly one. I'm like, it's
Come
supposed
on,
to.
man.
I mean, even if it's not as good as a storyline, at least the graphics is supposed to be better. Like when you look
Man,
at
listen.
Bad Boy is the original. Then you got
Yes.
Bad Boy two. Then you got Bad Boy. Bad Boys. I forgot what Bad Boys 3 it is. What's the name of Bad Boys
Yeah,
3?
I forgot
And
too.
then you got Bad Boys. You got Bad Boys for Life. No, all
Yeah.
of them joints. The 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 daggone special effects got better. It didn't get
Yeah.
worse. It got better. No, the storyline was better in Bad Boy One, but
Yeah.
all of the daggone graphics got better. I'm like, they made the joint worse. I'm like, oh, this shit is trash.
Yeah, it is. That's like trying to take an East Coast rapper and go do Menace to Society over and fuck it all up. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And I was never too crazy about the game like that, as far as doing movies. You know what I mean? So it's crazy, man. Shout out to the dog, man. Y'all tell me what's your favorite DMX track? Is it featuring anybody or is it just him alone? Or matter of fact, do y'all remember where y'all were at when Belly came out? I mean, he did Cradle to the Grave too, but where were y'all when Belly came out? Mm-hmm. Um, you know what? When he was running with G Unit, I was. I was just a fan of the music. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie. He had music that I would bump to. I'm not gonna even lie to say like I never listened to the game because I would be lying if I said it. Um, like I don't bump none of his stuff now because he ain't never come on. He never, pops up in my head. But when he was running with the unit, yeah, I even stopped listening to him after we're running. After he ran with the unit, I listened to him a little bit. Smoking. Yeah, yeah. But I just wish the dog would have got a chance. Him and Nas would have got a chance to do the belly two and make it right. That's why a lot of these like these movies productions, whatever you want to call it, when we got these guys around, we got to start making something happen. Eric Jordan, what's up, my guy? We got to start making stuff happen because a lot of times these actors or these rappers die and we don't never get a chance to see no good movies, and then all we hear is excuses from people that, oh, we tried to put the movie together but it never came, it never happened. We got to start making this shit happen when these people are alive, when these people are around. And if we can't make it happen, we shouldn't allow somebody to come and try to replace them by making a part two when the person didn't have shit to do with part one. And that's not my opinion. That's facts. What's my, yeah. That's one of mine too, Crush. Yeah, what's my name? I almost forgot about that one. What's my name? Slipping. Get at me, dogs. Stop being greedy. Damien. Um, so many, man. Who we be? Who we be was my shit too. They don't know who we be. Oh man, I'm about to be one bumping it. I'm about to bump him crazy today. I mean, I gotta bust moves, and when I get home, I'm bumping him like crazy today. They got his 55th birthday party tonight, but I was like, damn, I can't do it. Maybe if they do something for him next year, I might do it. But yeah, can't do it today though. Who we be is my jam. Yeah, who we be is my shit. When I first listened to that, I used to listen to that all the time. Because at this time I'm still a teenager when this came out, with the Who we Be came out. So I'm still bumping it though. And I remember he took some time off after that. And then it seemed like when he took some time off, things just went downhill. But it was okay because that happens. Everybody has their ups and downs in life. But for him to be who he was, going through what he went through in life, and to be just as successful, it should show every person out in the street. I don't care if you're on drugs. I don't care how many times you've been arrested, or if you being homeless or whatever you're going through. You can change. You're gonna have a couple of hiccups. Being rich, um, being rich doesn't change anything because you. I mean, it's supposed to, but you're gonna still have a few hiccups. But you just have to, you got to learn from your mistakes. And like I said, I can't see anybody doing what he did again. At least not now. Not now. There's only one dog. Only one. Matter of fact, I think I'm gonna watch Belly today. I ain't watched Belly in a minute. Oh, yeah, be starting something. Yeah. That's another joint. But that used to be my dog. Was my shit too. I'm free. I didn't know the whole time he was getting on Jaru ass, and I'm like, huh? Until they told that story years later, and I said, wait a minute, whoa. You start going back to that song, Used to Be My Dog, and then you listen to it, and then you start hearing the stories that Irv Gotti was telling, rest in peace, and then Deluxe was telling it. I said, wait a minute, what the wait a minute, hold on. It's funny, because you don't know that until years later when they start telling the story. Just like when when Nas made the Ether for Jay, I didn't know that Irv Gotti helped him out with that, but it wasn't like he did it on purpose. Sometimes you like, all right, I'm a help you with what you're doing, but I don't know where we're going with this. So it's just crazy when if you ain't careful in this industry, boy, you'll make an enemy real quick, or somebody that you was cool with will become your op, and you like, I thought I was just helping. I didn't know this is what this was gonna lead to. So it's crazy. Yeah, yeah, DMX, yeah. Yeah, they got him buried actually. They actually got him buried where people can go see him. Um, Yep, he's actually buried where people can go see him. Um, so D, I don't know if you know or not. Um, but where I did my barbecue for my anniversary, right across the street is where DMX is buried. Now, people go in there and drop stuff off. I haven't done it yet, but I'm gonna go do it. I know it probably. Well, I can't say for sure, but I'm sure some people are gonna go up there today and probably drop some flowers off and whatever to him. I haven't done it since he's been gone. He's been gone since 2021. I never made no attempt to go up there to where he's at, but I'm gonna probably make an attempt to go to where he's at. Um, he passed in April, so maybe April. I'll see how the weather is. Sometimes April is bad in is bad in April. So if I can get up there on a nice April day, if it's like in the 60s or something, I can go up there and drop something off. Yeah, rest in peace to the dog. I'm gonna change my thumbnail on this because, like I said, I thought about it. I studied making this a morning chop up. I'm gonna put a I got a picture that I took of him. I'm gonna find that picture, put it up, use that as a thumbnail. If not, I'm just gonna put one of his pictures up. But this is remembering DMX, the dog. It's his 55th birthday. Oh, it is Eric Jordan. Oh, Eric Jordan. I gotta remember that because you know I'm gonna go shout you out. You know, you always support, and I'm definitely gonna shout you out. Wish you can come up here to New York, man. There go my Midwest sister, my Michigan sister, Illis. What up? What is going on? Happy Thursday, y'all. We just talking, remembering our brother DMX, Earl Simmons, aka DMX. Damn, it's been what time is it? Oh, that's right. I got on at 7:30. Okay. Oh, give me a second, y'all. What is going on here? I don't know what happened. I'm gonna have to bring Free back. Yeah, the legend, man. Um. Oh yeah, for the meetup next year because they meetup is in New York too. The difference is they meetup is in June. My meetup is in August, so it's gonna be hard for a lot of cats to make it because some people got kids that have to. Depends on where you live outside of New York. A lot of people kids got to be back to school. A lot of people kids got to be back to school in August. That's the only thing. So if you living out of town somewhere towards down south or anywhere, your kid got to be back to school in August. It'll be hard for a lot of people to make my barbecue for that. For some people who got kids that got to go back, it all depends on what day they going back. Everybody different. So I don't know. Yeah, but their gathering is in June. I know it's here in New York. I don't know exactly about a location or where they doing it. I know I already got my location or where I'm doing mine. So that's how it's gonna be. You got that part. Thank God. Man. Free, what's up, man? What's the deal?
What's going on? What the deal is?
Ain't
Peckos
nothing.
and
I don't know.
everything, Coastal?
I'm about to go to the barber shop. I'm about to shave my head bald, walk and go put on my DMX sweater and go around Harlem and start at fucking people.
No. You're not gonna look like DMX. You're gonna look like a bald chihuahua. If you nigga supposed to be then man. Like, damn, you get your little chihuahua ass up out of here. Big ass DMX. Nigga talking about I'm doing this shit for DMX where you look like Sticky Fingers. Get your ass up out of here.
Yo, you ain't shit. Yo, Seafood, he ain't shit. Boy, hey, Seafood, man, come get your mans in them, man. Come get your mans in them. That's crazy. Damn, a chihuahua. Thomas, what's up?
Nigga, so talking about I'm a dog for life. Yeah, your ass a goddamn a shaved chihuahua. Get your little ass up out of here.
Oh, God. I can't breathe. Oh, God. Damn it. All right, get it together. Get it together. Get it together.
You a dog for life. Ride or die.
Oh, my God. Get it together. Jesus.
That
Oh, my
was
God.
another one of my favorite songs by DMX. How's it going down?
Oh, yeah. How's
Type
it
of
going
games are
down?
being played.
Oh,
It's
my
all till
God.
it's gone, and we got to know now.
I used to see that girl all the
I'm
time,
kicking
right?
with this shorty named Tamika.
I would see that girl all the time. And one day I saw her and I told my sister, I said, yo, that's the girl from the DMX video. And my sister went to ask her one time and she was like, yeah, that's me. And I looked at her. I said, oh, shit. I go back to the block and I'd be like, guess who I saw today? They'd be like, who? I said, the girl that's in the DMX video.
Well, people didn't really talking about his wife. That was a real song about his wife.
Yeah. Ain't that crazy, though?
Mm-hmm.
Ran up on these cats, thought it was me and started flexing. I was like, yo, D was, yo, he was a great, I don't hear people mentioning this free, but because you hear a lot of people like Ice Cube and Scarface and Biggie, you hear all these people being mentioned as great storytellers, man, but you got to add DMX to that too. He was a damn good storyteller.
Yeah, that song about Damien.
Oh my God. That shit freaked me out, that Damien one. I said, God darn it. Yeah, Damien was, you never heard of that before, man.
All
So,
right,
you
go
listen
ahead.
to him.
He said, what was the song he was talking to the little youngin? I was just listening to it the other day when he was talking to the youngin, and he said he should have took him out. The rules of the game, he should have took him out, but because he know his dad, he didn't, and then he ended up taking him out at the end of the song.
Oh, you know how the devil possesses you to try to do things, Vay, and basically some shit like that. Do this, do that. And this is what I'll give you. Shit like that, man. You got to it, Vay. It's deep. It's real deep. It's a real deep. This is why I said, they always talk about the greatest storytellers, but they got to add DMX to that. They got to add him to that. Not just because he's a New York dude, because there's a lot of people, I ain't gonna say it's a lot. It's only a short amount of, and like Ghostface Killer, you got to add him to that. Raekwon, great storytellers. There's
Hey,
just some people who are
Raekwon,
great stories.
yeah, Raekwon, that what was the joint? God, what was his album? It was based off a karate flick. Well, a lot of their songs based
You're
off
not talking
karate
about
flick. But
well, the first thing that comes to my mind, you're not talking about Liquid Swords, right?
yeah, Liquid Swords. That's the one.
Okay.
That's the
Yeah.
one. That album right there. That was my album. That's probably the only album from Raekwon that I like. The only one that I
Yeah.
like.
Yeah. 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 Oh man, we're gonna have a, what we're gonna do on here free one day? Yeah, we gotta have like you see how they doing verses? We gonna have a two on this bitch one day. Like what's the greatest duels? We gonna do that shit one day.
I mean,
Who's the
yeah, because
greatest dudes?
there's a lot of them because you gotta put Method Man and Redman in there, even
Jesus,
though they wasn't part of the same group. It's just when they collabed together, they
nasty.
fit together so well that they end up having to become a group.
Yeah,
They were just doing songs on each other's record because they fuck with them. But then they was like, man, the people love the way we sound together. Man, we got to do a whole album. They end up doing
shit.
multiple albums.
Red. Let me tell you something. Staten Island accepted the Red so much. Redman ended up getting a house. That I think he still got a house out in Staten Island. I remember one of the guys I know out there was showing me. And he was like, yeah, Reggie, shit, we love Reggie. Reggie was coming out here on the, because you know they call him Reggie. Reggie was coming out here on the regular. Shit, on the regular,
Reggie
we
Noble.
accepted him. Yeah, we accepted him, and he became family. He damn near became, we treated him just like a Wu member because him and Method was just alike. Nasty ass niggas picking their nose and smoking weed. That these dudes was just alike. It was almost like looking into a mirror.
Yep.
That's why when they did that when they did how high together, I was like, not the movie, but the song. I was like, oh yeah. I said, oh yeah, this makes perfect sense. Perfect sense. Tay Tay, I see you. You did what I did it years ago. You did what? I'm sorry, Crush. I didn't even see what you was talking about. What you said you did? But oh, what you talking about? The 2-on-2? Yeah, we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna do that on here. I don't know what day. I can't tell you what day, but when I get time. Yeah, 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 yeah. And it's oh yeah, the best duels. Oh, okay. Well, Crush, you got to come back. You got to come back, and we got to do it again. We got to come back. We got to do it again. We're gonna definitely do it again. I'm gonna do it where we're gonna have all of us on there. I can't tell you when because I got other stuff coming up, so I can't make time for that right now. I'll probably sneak that in the new year. I can't really do it right now because it's too much going on with me right now. Plus, I'm still trying to get my ladies up on the panel. I want to make sure that still happens. So yeah, but yeah, man, D had shit. D had songs where you probably wanted to screw the hell out of a woman, and then D had them songs where he make you want to put hands and feet on somebody. I covered a
Mm.
lot of shit on my first channel. Yeah, yeah. So you don't know what you could get from D, man. See, how's it going down to make you want to go after that one woman that you know you really can't have like that? Oh, you know what I'm saying? And then you could go from listening to Get At Me, dogs, you be ready to bust somebody's head wide open. And it's like, yo, wait a minute, what's going on? Then you praying, you crying. You know what I'm
I
saying?
remember.
It's like,
I remember where he did the song about Foxy Brown and Corrupt.
oh my God.
That joy. Everybody was dancing to that song, but they didn't know who he was talking about.
No,
And
I didn't
niggas was
either.
like, man, who the fuck is he talking about? I was like, well, y'all haven't been paying attention. He going back and forth with Corrupt because of Foxy Brown.
I sure didn't know. And I didn't know until it's gonna sound crazy. I didn't know until recently when who was bringing it up? Somebody was talking about it. It was somebody in the industry that was talking about it. And I was like, that song was for who? Oh, hell
Yeah.
no. All this time I thought it was for this. I ain't gonna even tell you who I thought it was for. I ain't gonna even tell you who I thought it was for. It don't even matter at this point. But when I found out it was about old girl and corrupt, I said, oh, damn.
Because
No,
a lot of people didn't know that DMX or Corrupt was messing with Foxy Brown because
no,
everybody
I
nobody
damn sure
put
didn't know that.
DMX. Yeah, most people didn't put that in their head because DMX was married. Everybody knew DMX was married, so most people didn't even put that in their head. But I mean, niggas. I mean, people that knew DMX knew that he still played the streets, but they knew. I mean, most people that
Well,
listened to a song, they knew he was married, and then people didn't know that Corrupt was dealing with Foxy Brown.
it makes sense now because there's this tour that he did back in '98 called Survival of the Illest. And now that I think about it, if anybody goes back to that tour, Survival of the Illest, it had Redman, Method Man, it had the Locks, Keith Murray, Eric Sherman, and them. And she's on stage with DMX. You see her in the back. You can't miss her, no matter how black she is. But you'll see her on stage. So now that you're saying that, it's no telling if they was getting it on then. Now that you mentioned it,
They was getting it on there. That's where the whole beef came from.
yeah, that was '98. Yeah, that was '98 when he did that tour. Yep, sure
Yeah,
was. At the Apollo.
but
They did it right at the Apollo in '98.
yeah,
That's
I
crazy.
mean, that's when the whole beef came about because he was messing around with Foxy Brown and Corrupt was dating Foxy Brown at the time.
Yeah, he did though. He did though, Crush. He had a few joints. Yeah, he had a yeah. Corrupt. He had a yeah. Can't front on that.
Yeah,
He was a funny
Corrupt
looking.
is another Corrupt is another one that was a a nice lyricist. He was
Yeah, he
nice.
was.
Most people didn't think of Corrupt because when you think of the West Coast, you think of Snoop Dogg, you think of NWA, you think of the Game.
Yeah,
You don't really think of Corrupt and Daz Dillinger because Daz Dillinger he really was the one that was doing a lot of the music for Death Row. Everybody thought it was Dre, but a lot of that music was Daz Dillinger. It wasn't Dre. Dre was coming in and he was like the overseer. He would come in and sign off on the music, but it was Daz Dillinger that was putting those beats together.
yeah,
A lot of people didn't know that, and they didn't know Daz Dillinger was that type of dude. They just thought Daz Dillinger was a dude from the what was the name of their group? The Dog Pound.
Dog Pound.
They just yeah, they just thought he was a member of the Dog Pound, another rapper. They didn't know
Yeah,
that he was actually a producer.
yeah. Um, it's crazy. Yeah,
I
but
mean, even to this day, Dre get credit for a lot of those songs that was on Tupac's "All Eyes on Me," but um, a lot of people, if you listen to the interviews, a lot of people will tell you it wasn't Dre that was putting those beats together. It was Daz Dillinger. Even Tupac said it in his one of his last album. I think it was it Machiavelli or it might have been the album before Machiavelli when he talking about when they got rid of Dre. He was like
yeah,
he did an interview. He was like Dre. He said, "Man, I would see Dre for like 15 minutes. I did a whole album. I will only see Dre for like 15 minutes. Dre wasn't putting the beats together. It was Daz Dillinger.
yeah. I think that's why Daz was going off on his little rant now about people owing me this and owing me that, and other people getting credit for stuff that they didn't do. Which I understand. I understand them. I ain't gonna sit back while you Negroes take credit for something that you didn't do. Because nowadays people are doing that. I mean, they've been doing it. But today they really be taking credit for shit that they didn't do. So am I supposed to sit back while you take credit for something that you didn't do? Like, how does that work? Like, you know what I mean? And it's nasty because you would think people would speak up for you and say, nah, man, um, he did do that. And you got people that won't do that. They'll sit there and either deny it or act like it never happened. And it's messed up, man. It's messed up how a lot of our people get screwed by each other. We always talk about what the white man do or what this person do, but a lot of times we've been screwed in the industry. We have screwed each other. We have screwed each other, and that's a fact. That's not an opinion. That's a fact that a lot of us have screwed each other. How could you not credit a man on doing something, and then when that man is lashing out and he's going to interviews, you like, we don't know what he talking about. We don't owe that man nothing. That man ain't do this and do that. Oh, so you just not going to look at the albums and see who this shit was produced by, who it was written by, whatever you want to call it. So y'all just going to look over that. Oh, that's okay. That's cool. That's cool.
And Crush will tell you that's a lot of producers and CEOs or producers and CEOs. They would do that. What they would do is they would either get music sent to them instead of them putting who the music by. They will put their name on top of it, even though they
Crazy.
didn't produce that music. They will put that name on top of. That's why I believe I can't remember who it was, but it was one rapper. He said, "I will never send a demo to anybody. I will always go and perform it in person." He said, "Because if you send them a demo, all they're going to do is steal your music." He said they're going to steal it. They'll listen to it and be like, "Oh, no, this is trash." But in the back of their mind, they like, "This joint is dope," and they would take that whole song and produce it themselves. And then it's your word versus them. They don't know you, they know them, so they're not gonna believe you.
Yeah, which is hard. That's hard because now you're sitting there saying you got to sit there and be places and listen to this shit, knowing that it's yours. This is my shit.
Right. You
This
had
is
you
my
had guys
shit.
that did that. You had guys that did that about movies as well. Niggas
Yeah,
would write movies and producers would see it and they was like, "Nah, we're not gonna do this." And then they will end up coming out and doing the movie and doing exactly how you said to do the movie, but you sent them your whole script. Unless you had copies of it, you ain't got no proof that that's your script. They gonna be like,
yeah,
"Nah, we wrote this. What are you talking about?" Unless you got
and
copies of it, nobody's gonna believe you.
this is why it's difficult. This is why the best thing that could have happened to us in real life, free, was this that we on here right now. What you see us do, right? This is why this is the best
Hold
thing
on.
right here for what y'all see us do. This is the best thing right here. Because even with us doing our content and doing what we doing now, somebody will steal your shit. Somebody will steal your shit. And I don't mean just your content, your brand, anything, man. Y'all gotta make sure, man. Telling you, man, you can't trust everybody just because they look like you. You can't. And that's not just for music and movies. That goes for even being on here. Don't think it's safe over here because it's YouTube. You know how many people have stole people content? How many people have stole people content and then sit there and be like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. This is my shit. And all people and free, all people be wanting people to do is, all right, you took it, but can I get some credit on it? Can I get a shout out? People won't even do that. People won't even do that, man. It's crazy. So that's not just in, like I said, it's not just in the movies or in the music, even on this YouTube. Gotta be careful with motherfuckers, man. Who the hell wants to end up in court? Cause yeah, Your Honor, he stole my content or he stole the name of my podcast and you know what I mean? Like what the hell? Like nobody's doing all that. This is why I always tell y'all protect your peace, space, surroundings, because all that is a part of it. All that is a part of it. You don't want to work hard for something and then turn around and have the shit snatched from you because you didn't have no proof that it was yours in the beginning. Does that make sense to anybody? You didn't have no proof of that this belonged to you. You wrote it. We got to start thinking. It's not always about getting out making. It's not always about getting out making money all the time. It's not about that. You can't always think about that shit. Because how would you feel if somebody's walking around with some shit that belonged to you? I don't know. His camera keep freezing up. It's probably because of the area he's in. How would you feel if somebody's walking around with some shit that belonged to you? You know how that feels? That feels crazy. And knowing that there's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing you can do about it. You just got to sit there and take that. That's a nasty feeling, bruh. So you can't just have a brand. You can't just have a name. You better make sure your shit belong to you. Make sure your shit belong to you. Now you got these guys going on these podcasts, right? Beefing about something from 20 or 25 years ago. And they have to keep going on every podcast. They have to keep going on every show they can to keep reminding people about something or keep reminding people of who they are. To me, it gets a little played out because I'm not going to keep going somewhere to remind people I wrote a song, I wrote a movie, I came up with this clothing line. I'm not getting no credit from it. It was stolen from me. I got to fight to get my I got to fight to get publishing. I got to do who the fuck want to keep doing that for 25, 30 years? Yeah, you earned it and you deserve it, but after a while it's like, damn. Who wants to keep doing that? You think I'm gonna sit there and be in somebody's courtroom because I gotta keep proving that no Doug Zone's mine? Get the fuck out of here. Not I. Not I. Because ain't nobody gonna run it like I run it. Yeah, they goofy with that here in Philly. Oh man. You gotta keep being on people podcasts and shit. Yo, man. Yeah, back in 2005, I wrote this movie. I wrote this script. I wrote this song. I produced it. I came up with this Netflix shit. I came up with this TV show. I ain't got no credit on it. Like, look at all these people that be telling stories for the last 20 years. They've been telling the same damn stories. The stories have never switched up for some of them. They telling you stories from, if not from 2005, they go all the way back to the 90s. You like, yo, why are we still having this conversation? I done went on to had kids and got married and I done been here, been doing, and you still telling the same damn story from 25 years ago. That is crazy. That is crazy, Crush. I don't get that shit, bro. You gotta be in court. That's more money to spend that you ain't got to try to get what belongs to you. And how you gonna try to spend something that your ass don't have in the first place? So whatever little bit of money you do have, you gotta scrape that up to try to get the real money, because that's what you're trying to get. It ain't just about getting what belongs to you. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy. Yeah, man. Their stories. Their stories. And the stories begin with us doing each other wrong. Like I said, it ain't always, everybody can't throw in, oh, it's the white man. Because if you look at it, a lot of the times it's us. Nobody should ever have to be going back and forth for some shit that belonged to them. You didn't become famous or you didn't become good at what you do. Put in all this hard work, come up with the name, write the script, whatever it is that you do, to turn around and have it taken from you, or to have somebody say it didn't belong to you in the first place. That's nasty work. It's not even just It's not even just hip hop. It's life. It's life. Check this out, Vay. That's like you sitting around with some people you know. Let's just say you decide to write a book. All of y'all decide to have a book together. But you are the one that came up with all the ideas. You know, because you want the book published, right? You coming up with all these ideas. You coming up with the ideas. You putting in all the work. Everybody else is participating, Vay, but you the one that come up with the ideas. For you to turn around, for them to say, Vay ain't have nothing to do with this shit. It was us. And you like, whoa, 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 whoa. What do you mean? I came up with the ideas, though. We're like, what are we doing this? So when y'all getting the money and all this, you telling me I'm not getting nothing out of it? Or you gonna try to hit me with you're trying to hit me with a small percentage, and I'm the one who came up with the damn ideas. But this happens when you're doing shit with your own people. It's nasty. That's why I tell people you can't just do business with me. Ain't no way in hell. I want to do business with no hell no. It's a damn shame, seafood, ain't it? Can you imagine that? And it's people who's been through that. I don't care if you faint. I don't care if you got $0 or if you got 100 million. There's people who have went through it. You putting in work for somebody to turn around and take credit for it. Man, you wouldn't have known shit if I didn't say anything. If I didn't make you a part of it. So you left with nothing while the rest of them is going around just acting like they came up with the whole idea. They living their lives. They on these TV shows. They doing all this. And here it is. Your ass is sitting around with nothing. That should be you. That should be you. Shit crazy. That's why seafood. That's why I don't stamp my name to everybody. Everybody can't come to me telling my yo, I want to work with them. Man, get the fuck out of here. We're not playing them games. We gonna have papers out. Um, you gonna show your lawyer. I'm gonna show my lawyer. Now, there's certain things we can do that don't require paperwork, but there's just certain things when you talk about using my name, it ain't happening. Because where we come from, it ends up two ways. We either end up in court or your ass end up in the emergency room. It's only going to end two ways. I prefer when it's business to do it the right way than to take it to violence. But nobody's just going to sit back and watch you take credit for something that they started. And for you to turn around and say, nah, he or she was there, but they didn't help start anything. It's crazy. Got to make that make sense. But we do it to each other. We do it to each other. We've been doing it to each other. And until it changes, we're gonna keep doing it to each other. One thing I'm not gonna be is sitting on nobody's podcast 20 years from now crying about what happened in 2025. You think when 2045 come, I'm sitting here complaining? Nah, I'm not finna sit here and be complaining about nothing. Nada. That's why the greatest thing is to have these. Yeah, that's a seafood. That's the great thing about having. Hold on. Hold on, seafood. I'm gonna send you the link if you can. About it. One second. apologize, y'all. Had to send my man Seafood the link. But yeah, that's the difference, man. It's a big difference, and it's a shame. It's I mean to get off. It's a crying shame. It's just a crying shame to have stuff like that.
Have stuff like that happen.
Have
It's
stuff
just
like that happen. It's just
yes,
yes,
it's bad.
it's
Seafood, what
bad.
up?
Seafood, what
What's
up?
good, brother? How you doing?
Hey,
Hey,
nothing,
nothing,
me. Just
we sitting here talking about our good brother Earl Simmons, and then we just got deep into the whole people taking credit for stuff they didn't do.
do.
Yeah, but
I got an
that
echo.
that
Got an echo.
it's
I got an
fat. It's
echo.
bad. Oh, is it echo?
Yeah, I got an echo.
Yeah, I got an echo.
You want me to go back out and go in again?
Yeah, go back out and come back
Go
in.
back out and come back in.
All right. Ooh, I'm about to hit the wall.
Right, y'all. Make sure y'all smash that like button. Happy Throwback Thursday. We were speaking about the dog DMX 55th birthday. Rest in peace to the dog. Watch over him and watch over his
Yeah.
family.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah, I said if unfortunately that happens all around the world with people taking something that don't belong to them in regards of
yeah.
music. I know a lot of people that has happened to in the music industry.
Yo,
That
but
was one of my biggest turnoffs.
Seafood, can you like? I'm not saying can you imagine, but like you start something, Seafood. How dare somebody come and say Seafood didn't have nothing to do with it? It was all our idea. How dare you? How dare you?
Yeah, I mean, but there's a lot of plagiarists. There's a lot of plagiarists in the game. A lot. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people that befriend. There's a lot of people. You notice a lot of the truth is starting to come out about a lot of things now, and people was getting credit for certain things, or people saying this, or trends, or certain trends that start, or people taking credit for other people's stuff, or people coming back. Like when y'all was saying about how DMX with the Spellbound thing with K Solo. It bugs
Yeah.
you out. It bugs you out. A lot of stuff that you see on those beat tapes, a lot of that stuff is not accurate. I know because I was there. I'm telling you, bro. I
Yeah.
know because I was there. But at the
Hey,
same
Solo
time,
was going hard. He was
yeah,
going
I mean,
hard. Like, I wrote Spellbound. I'm like, yo, K Solo, calm down, bro. Relax. You taking lie detector tests? I said, you going out your way to do a little too much.
yeah,
Just relax.
but even if you're not the writer of it, that doesn't discredit you as an artist.
No, it
You know
doesn't.
what I'm saying? Like, right? That's what I'm saying. This is what I don't get. I don't. I was just talking about this to a group of people yesterday. I said I don't mind pedestaling anyone over myself. If it's your
Yeah.
time, it's your time. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't always be the A1. That holds other people back from being great.
The, the,
You know what I'm saying?
the problem when it comes to our people is that we always going out of our way to prove something or to remind people of what we did. If people know you and they know what you did, just be happy with that. But sometimes that's not enough for people. Now, granted, everybody who has done something, you should get credit for it. But what pisses me off is when I see a lot of these guys on these podcasts and the ones that we know, because it's the same ones. If you notice these podcasts, is when people are being interviewed, it's the same motherfuckers every time. They What's new about them is that they got a new outfit on, but the story doesn't change. And you go, okay, this is about 20 years ago, maybe a little further than that. So what are we doing about this situation?
Yeah.
What are we doing about it?
I'll
Because
tell you one thing.
what?
Like when you come on the live stream, right? You can
Yeah,
scroll up and see other people's lives that you're not subscribed to. There's
yeah,
a lot of
yeah.
lives of people doing content that is really bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's really, oh my god. Like you know what I'm saying? No one's ever gonna say that about me when I do mine. You know what I'm saying? It just like, how did you not have nothing to talk about
about, or you living off of what people saying. You should be the
Yeah.
narrator and the creator of it. You know what I'm saying? Like I never get that. I
You
watch
know what
some of these
it
things
is,
and I say,
people?
huh?
It's like you always tell me and everybody else says. You know, drama sells, um, lies, clickbaits, all that. That's why, I know a lot of people say, when I see him in person, I got something to say to him because what it is that I'm exposing a lot of shit that's bringing people views and bringing them subscribers. But
Right.
my thing is, that's cool if you're doing it the right way. Y'all
Hmm.
ain't y'all out here prostituting for views. You out here
Right.
talking
Look,
about shit that ain't got like it's just crazy to me.
this is another one. This is another one that I find fucked up. When a person say if I say something that you don't agree to, I automatically become a hater. Why am I a hater? Because of my opinion. There's a
Because you're not
difference
sticking
between
you're
somebody
not
going
sticking to
out
the
hate.
yeah, you're not sticking to the to what everybody else is. That's what it is. And that's what you see in these YouTube streets. And it's not just with regular people like me, even some of these guys that are famous that's doing it. Just listen to some of the shit they say.
Right,
Like I said, it doesn't matter if you got
right,
$0, if you got 100 million. It ain't too many of these people on here
right,
that's being themselves. It's not too many. I'm not gonna say
right,
everybody's fake on here. No, but it's not too many people that's actually being themselves in these YouTube streets. So then when you see them in person,
right.
they got a different type
I
of
like, I
energy.
like, I like, I like that term. I like that term. YouTube streets.
Yeah, YouTube streets.
I like that.
Because my thing is, when you catch them in the real streets, and now you like, yo, what was that about? Oh, come on, man. You know that's just a YouTube thing. I don't can hear that.
No, 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 no.
You got to be
You can't be
careful.
real. Keep it moving.
And
Yeah.
they don't understand. You can hide in these YouTube streets. You can't hide the real streets
Right, right,
because these real streets are gonna get you. And especially if you're a person that don't go nowhere, I can't even take you serious. You the type of motherfucker that'll send somebody to the store to go get you a sandwich because you're afraid something gonna happen to you on your way to the store.
right.
Like we can't take these people serious.
Yeah,
And when they see
you know,
when they see you in person, they ain't got nothing for you. They ain't got nothing for you. They got nothing for you, and it's just it's bad. So when there's people like me and you and other people like D Free, where we speak our mind, it's
yeah.
upsetting. You're a hater. Your podcast is trash. Hey, I don't need you to tell me our podcast is trash. I can compliment myself. I, I don't need no help in that.
Right.
Because
I get.
people think they could get you down by saying, your podcast is this, it's trash, you got no viewers, nobody come through like that. I don't need you to compliment me. Thank you.
Or I shaved the guy, and he talks about his podcast is a lot about politics. He asked me to come on one day, and I just came to check it out. I don't really like talking about politics because people don't
Nah.
like to hear the
Yeah.
honest truth.
Yeah,
But
yeah, 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 yeah.
I'll be
Yeah.
honest with you, bro. That dude turned me a different way, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Yo, he made me think of shit that made me say, yo,
Yeah. Sometimes you need a different topic besides just boxing because these people don't. You know what? Nowadays, it don't matter what topic you on. When it come to us, we just don't know how to just agree to disagree.
right.
It's always
And
got
I'm
to
with
be
the
you
I'm with the
stupid.
I'm with the debate. I'm always with the debate, but I'm not with the conflict. You know what I'm saying?
That's
I'm
what I'm
always with
saying. Listen,
debating, but
that's why I don't like debates because when you're saying let's debate, you're saying let's argue. Because we're gonna argue about something that we shouldn't have to argue about. Let's agree to disagree and keep it pushing. That's why I'd be like, I don't fall for debates because
right.
debates used to be fun at one time. But nowadays, with these clowns on here, when you're
Okay.
saying let's debate, you're really saying let's
Okay.
argue. Because we're gonna argue about something that we shouldn't have to argue about. That's why I don't fall for debates. Rather if it's boxing, basketball, rap, whatever. I don't have to debate with you. Okay, if that's what you like and that's what you think, all right, let's move on to the next subject. No, 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 no. You just said he was the greatest rapper. Explain how. Man, I ain't got to explain a goddamn thing to you. I said what I said. You said what you said. Let's keep it moving. But it be these grown
Right.
ass, girly ass dudes on here that do that. These
Yeah.
little,
There be a lot of that, but
what I call these little girly mouths.
yeah.
'Cause that's
It
what
just,
they are.
again, there's nothing wrong with people having opinions and something. Like, to me, a debate and conflict is different because I'm willing to be like me and D Free can have a debate, but we ain't beefing. You know what I'm saying? We can have a
Yeah.
difference of opinion. You know what I'm saying? That's
You
just
know
the
why?
maturity of the character of the people.
Well, not only that, we all been around each other long enough, right? We've been around each other
Right.
in person, and we've been on these from Instagram to YouTube. We all been around each other. We are around each other more than we all around our immediate families.
Right. Right.
We have talked on these panels enough in the morning, in the afternoon, at night. We all talk behind scenes. And
Right.
that's why we can keep it. A lot of these guys you see on here, they don't talk behind scenes. They only
No,
talk when
true.
they come on social media. That's why the beefs be like that. Because if we talk behind scenes, if we cool like that, we ain't gonna let the disrespect go live.
Right.
We're not gonna do that because we could easily DM each other, or if we have each other personal number, we could easily address that. But
Right.
it's just
Well,
something
you
about
already
getting in
know.
front of these. It's something about getting in front of these cameras with the disrespect. Where these dudes think they're gonna get brownie points. It's like you ain't gonna get no brownie points. You just gonna get two black fucking eyes. That's what you gonna get because
I,
it don't
I
make no
don't
sense
believe
to
in the
go there.
internet. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't believe in internet thugging, and because my energy is the same on camera and off camera, so I don't have a
Yeah.
problem addressing anything. It's just some people take it a little. Some people get a little too sensitive. You know what I'm saying? There's
Um.
no need for to get sensitive.
It's no need for that, and that's why when I got on here, that's why like I said, when I created the morning, when I started just to do the morning chop ups, that's why I said, yo, we need to have that so we can have different conversations about different
Right.
things to make it interesting, to make the ladies come and sit here and go, I don't mind being here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because you don't want the ladies to walk in and go, typical Negro. Here we go.
Well, they gonna say that anyway.
No, not the ones we deal with.
Oh yeah, yeah, not the ones
The
we
ones
do
we
that.
deal with over here, they know what it is. And that's why we open the doors for them to come through here anytime they want. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Them other chicks that they got daddy issues, that's their problem. I
Yo,
don't
what
worry
up,
about
Just
them.
Spark?
I don't worry about them. But yeah, a lot of these but I don't understand how people just do that. They just take credit, and it's been going on for years, for years. But then I look at some of these dudes that go on these podcasts, and I'm like, well, what are you fixing by doing this? Because you've been telling the
Right.
same story since I was 22, and I'm 42. When is the damn story gonna change, or when are you gonna fix your problem? Because all you doing, you're not helping yourself by going on these podcasts, is telling them the same damn story. All you doing is getting they fucking views up, you dummy.
Right. Right.
You helping them.
I'll keep it
So what
real
are
with
you
you.
getting out of it? What check is waiting for you at the end of the day? Because they pay you a few punk ass dollars to come on their show. Okay, that still doesn't make up for all the money you lost for the stuff you did. So how do you fix that? Because going on these shows for another 5 years is not going to fix it. Know what I'm saying? Like, you can't take no Doug Zone from me and they think 20 years I'm screaming on the damn podcasts. Oh, they took it from me. And how do you fix that?
Right. Right. I
Like,
mean,
eventually you're gonna have to move on, or you got to do something, because at the end of the day, going on these shows is not gonna get you what you want. You got to
that is
fix it.
true. That is true.
You got
You're
to fix it,
absolutely.
people.
Yeah, you're right.
Like that's crazy. That's like, how do you? I don't get it. I don't think these dudes understand that you ain't doing nothing. You're not doing yourself a favor. You doing the podcast a favor.
Uh,
And that's why when you look at their views, you go, how the hell did he get these views for this dude? And this dude been going on people podcasts for, I don't see what he got all these views for.
mm-hmm.
This dude ain't nobody, you know what I'm saying? All right, GM, I see you, my guy. Yeah.
Yeah. What's up,
So
RGM?
yeah, it's
I just see certain shit. I pay attention to certain shit, seafood, that everybody else don't, and that's what separates my show from every fucking body else.
No, I like it. I mean, I like Vay. I went on to look at Vay's content. I thought she goes on right after you, but I guess
She
she didn't
is
go on
today.
yesterday.
Today she is, but Vay works so hard. A lot of times she just be, and I understand. Sometimes she be tired, and then sometimes she don't want to. Sometimes, in my opinion, she doesn't want to really deal with what comes with it. But I tell her, hey, to be a content creator, boy, you gotta have tough skin.
Yeah, facts. I
You're
mean,
gonna have to have tough
that's it.
skin because you're gonna have
Listen,
people that's gonna get up here and talk about. They're gonna say something racist. They're gonna call you every type of name it is. They're gonna talk about your dead relative. They'll talk about your disabled kid.
yeah, listen, don't do that to me.
You know what I'm saying?
I'll,
But these
I'll
these
pull
fools,
up.
Jake Bliss, what's up, my guy? These dudes will do it. These people will do it, not because they know you
What up, Bliss?
personally, because they know you can't get to them, because they somewhere freaking 5,000 miles away, sitting in the basement playing with their corn. Because you know I can't say the other word. So
But you know what?
you
Like
know
I
what I
said,
mean?
it's okay. I don't mind people beefing from other states because eventually the internet makes everybody close.
You know
So it's
what?
not like
Even in your
again, I
own
keep
city,
saying that.
as big as New York City is, you'll have a dude that'd be like, "Yeah, I live in New York," and it's
Yeah,
like, "Okay, and what that mean?" So,
yeah,
what you're saying all that to say what?
right, right. I
Like,
like I said, I was looking to go on Bates on yesterday. I felt like hearing her soft voice yesterday. I was in the
you
mood
know what
for
I
it.
always tell her? I
Uh,
always tell her, like I tell Tay, right? I tell her, y'all ladies have voices that we need to hear
Yo,
because they
I'm
don't.
gonna keep it real with you. With Vay, I mean not Vay, with Tay Tay, I'm not gonna lie. I really be wanting to listen to her stuff too, right? But I'm just not into MMA. I'm really not into it.
You know what? Some people don't even listen to Tay for the MMA. A lot of them just want to hear her voice.
No, no, I'm saying I'm feeling Tay and everything, right? But I just like when she gets into the thing, it's like if I have no knowledge of something, I have no interest. You know what I'm saying?
I
Like
mean,
we,
I don't either, but I just like seeing that there's no women doing it.
oh right,
That's
right,
what
right,
interests me in her.
right.
There's
I
no women
support it.
doing it.
That's what Jay Bliss was good.
And that's where have to take my hat off and I have to salute her because I go and I tell her that. Tay, no, I've had conversations with her even behind scenes. And I go, there's no women doing that. So that's why I have to take my hat off. Because a lot of these other women, they're just on here with the who that is. That's just my baby daddy problems. I don't want to hear
No,
that
no,
shit.
truthfully, I like the way she talks. Like she talks like she
Oh
really
yeah.
knows her shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
feeling that she's
She
into
studies
it.
it.
Right.
She's the type that you can actually go to it if you wanted to go to boxing or MMA with her. Tay's the person you can go with because nobody wants to go with somebody that don't know what the fuck is going on.
Well,
You
I
know what I'm
might
saying?
have to rock with her a little bit because I'm trying to get in, get a little bit more interest in that world. Anyway, I just don't know the name.
She's the person that you can definitely go to because nobody wants. First of all, seafood. Nobody wants anybody boring.
Yeah, facts. I'm
That's the
definitely not
thing.
that.
Getting into a relationship with a woman is not just all about getting the cutty or saying I got. You want somebody you can actually enjoy. You don't want somebody that you're having fun and they sitting there talking about, well, how many more fights? Well,
Right,
you
right,
could have stayed your
right,
ass
right,
home.
right, right, right.
You could have
Nah,
stayed home. You're
but
not gonna
I'm
sit here.
generally interested because that's really a big conversation everywhere, and I like to have a little bit more knowledge in it. So, I mean, a lot of
Yeah.
people call me from that world to do midwork and stuff with them, but I just don't know the names like that. You know what I mean? Like I don't when they bring up the people's names, I
Well,
literally
guess
have
what?
to research
When you
them.
start when you start working with them, they're gonna thank you because you'll be making them. If they MMA, you'll be making them some damn bad boxes because a
Yeah,
lot of the
yeah, I
MMA
do.
dudes
I
can't really
work with
box
a
like
I
that.
No, I'm saying I've been working with them for years. It's not like
Yeah,
I don't. I'm just not interested in the
yeah,
sport
yeah. I know.
because,
Yeah,
you know, but I do my big guy, Daniel, my 6'6" guy, he's Muay Thai. You know what I'm saying? I
yeah,
rock with
yeah,
him. I
yeah,
converted, you
yeah,
see how I
yeah,
converted
yeah,
him over. He's a lot
yeah,
better.
yeah,
But
yeah,
my
yeah.
thing with them is just like I want to get more into it because I think for combat, I should be a part of that world too. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, yes,
I
yes.
sparred last night. I sparred last night in Hellgate and got my ass whooped yesterday, bro. No lie, I'm gonna be the first one to say it before somebody else say it to you on the low.
Well, at least you know it was in the ring where it was supposed to
Yeah.
happen at.
Oh yeah. No, I'm just not in shape like the guys are.
That's okay, but at least you know it happened where it was supposed to happen.
Yeah, for sure. But it was definitely motivating. I did.
That doesn't mean you can run up on him now, gentlemen.
Yeah,
Anybody
I
that
did 10
happened in
rounds.
the
I did
ring.
10 rounds yesterday. I did 10
Yeah.
rounds. I sparred
Okay.
4 guys. The last guy whipped my ass, bro. Yo, it
I
was a
think
whipping that it made me laugh.
what
You know what I'm saying?
we're about to see at Hell's Gate, because it's still new, right? So I think what
Yeah.
we're about to see come for 2026, it's about to be a lot of shit
They
that's
dropped.
gonna happen in that gym. That's gonna have to stay in that gym because it's gonna be too embarrassing to talk about walking out of there. Which
No,
means if you go in there, you're not prepared.
no, but you know what? The one thing people got to understand that the one thing that is guaranteed in the sport, whether it's practice or not, is win and loss. You're guaranteed one of those two. You know what I'm saying? But my thing is, I don't have a problem saying that somebody got the best of me. I sparred 4 guys in 10 rounds, and the difference is we do 4-minute rounds. We don't do 3 or 2-minute rounds. That
Oh,
gym is
okay, okay,
strictly four
okay, okay.
minutes. So I was tired. You
But
know what I
but
mean?
but 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 like I said, it happens. It happens where it's supposed to happen.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying? I mean, that's what we all signed up for.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all good though. It happens. Can't nobody say, "Yo, you got your ass whipped," because a lot of y'all afraid to even lace up gloves, so we can't even go. We're not gonna do that.
No,
Listen,
like
I
I said,
wasn't ashamed to come up here. I wasn't ashamed to come up here and say I got hit with a body shot
oh yeah,
by
I can't.
somebody who's not your average woman.
Right. I can't.
Candace ain't your. I'm gonna put on some
Yeah,
high
I don't have no.
heels.
I don't feel no shame in stuff like that. That's all. That's my
No,
point.
no. You know what it is? Because men, so-called men, have this idea of I got to be tough all damn day. Can't nobody whoop my ass. I'm gonna walk around with my chest poked out all day. I'm this. I'm that. Nah, bruh. I wasn't ashamed to get up there and say that because I'm actually
Mm-hmm.
glad that she did that. Because sometimes
Mm-hmm.
I need to get hit with a dose of reality. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
glad that that happened. I wasn't ashamed to get up here and say, "Oh, I got hit." Yeah, if you think the girl I'm talking about is your average girl, get your ass in there. I guarantee you, she'll change your life.
Yeah, and
One
she's not a
one
bush
shot.
looking chick either. She's not a bush. She's actually attractive girl, but she just don't
Yeah,
like. She don't like the feminism of
she
people
yeah, she
treating her
don't.
like a woman.
Yeah, yeah, and she's not bad looking. It's just that you ain't gonna go in there and think you gonna do what you want to her. It's not happening.
Yeah, I gotta respect her for that.
But it's nothing. It's nothing wrong because people will get on here with me. You got your ass whipped by a girl. I guarantee you, you can't whoop that girl.
Right.
You can't. And at least as a content creator, I've been in the ring. How many of y'all have been in the ring? Oh, don't worry, I'll wait. How many?
Yeah,
Because a lot of these dudes talk this like they can get in there and do it, and I'm like, half of
yeah.
y'all wouldn't even get up to scratch your damn toe if it itch.
Yeah, that's another thing. A lot of people talk the life, but not in the life. And then how much knowledge can you have not being in life? Now, there are some smart guys that I respect who know the life, but as far as the feelings of the preparations and stuff, if you've
Yeah.
never done it, nah,
And
I
I'm not
can't.
knocking nobody, right?
Yeah, I'm
If
not
you're not
knocking you,
talking
but
like you've been it, then that's
yeah,
cool. But when you start talking like, yo, yeah, I do this, and like the 50 fights you won in the street don't mean shit. Shut up.
yeah, facts. Yo, listen, truthfully, even when I first got into boxing, I thought because I was good in the streets, I would be good in there. No, the first day I signed up for boxing, got my ass whooped. The first
Yeah,
day by my coach at that. You know what I'm saying? And the difference is, I came out the next day and they was like, "Oh, you came back, yeah." And that was an ass whooping. But I say it even now. There's a lot of street guys I've humbled in the thing, thinking that because they beat up dudes or knock guys out in the streets, that it applies to something that has rules. I'm like, nah, bro, that don't work.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
It
yeah.
doesn't apply. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
But
and
it's
let me tell you
funny.
something.
Yeah.
Working out with you, I'm like, shit. If you don't go prepared working in Coach Seafood,
Mm.
trust me, It ain't your average workout.
Yeah,
It
no,
ain't
it's
your
not.
average workout. Every coach workout is not the same.
Yeah, facts,
Coaches got
facts.
different ways they work with fighters. Some work the old school way. Some got everybody got different ways of doing it. So if you work with this trainer, you'd be like, oh, if I could work with him, I could work with Seafood. They get with Seafood
Yeah.
and be like, man, now you go, when I'm gonna see you again? I don't know, Seafood. I
Yo,
don't,
listen,
I don't know.
it's fun, bro, because
It's fun.
it definitely takes your mind to another level. It's not even so much physical, but it's mentally
You
stimulation.
the type that just not you the type that just like you gonna make sure it's not even about getting money, but you just gonna make sure a person is gonna be where they need to be. And if they're not serious about being where they need to be, depends on what it is that they're trying to do. Rather if they're competing or not, it's like don't waste my time, man.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't water it down because even if a person
No,
doesn't compete and they want to learn boxing, I'm going to teach you the art of it,
yeah, I'm gonna
right?
teach you it, but don't
But
waste my
you'll be
time.
able to handle yourself. But I just look at it because now boxing has become in the last few years the new training exercise, like exercise for fitness. You know what I'm saying? So it's a great
Yeah.
workout for that. But I encourage anyone to do it. I'm not saying you have to go into the gym and compete, but why not try it? You might learn something about yourself doing that. I mean,
Um,
I did.
and and that's why I had serious conversations, and I had to talk to Tiffany about it because I always have to get her approval
Yeah.
before
You know,
doing it.
RGM is
That
crazy. So you ask questions that have consequences. That is totally funny.
he said today you would
Oh.
call me Poppy. Yo, I'm not doing it. Them two
No,
right there, boy.
but
Them
you're
two
right
right
about
there,
that,
DJ.
and it also brings a different calmness to problem solving things in life as well. That's why I love it.
Yeah.
It's great for the outlets. It's great to release steam if you're angry. It's great. It's a good therapy type of sport.
Not only that,
Therapeutic.
it's a great community. Like I have the pleasure just to be able to go from gym
Mm-hmm.
to gym and to go in and speak to people, see fighters, the smell of the gym, to see the
Yeah.
bags, to see the ring, to be able to conversate. It's my,
Yeah.
that's my sanctuary. And that's why I was, a lot of people was like, I told people I took it easy this year. I didn't really do as much as I should have been, but a lot of times you think you have time for stuff and you really don't. You have other real stuff that you got to take care of. But in the new year, I told them I'm starting off, I'm going crazy next year. I told them next year I'm trying to make at least, if I can, I'm trying to make at least anywhere from 25 to 30, not even just professional, but mostly amateur fights. Like I'm trying to be so busy just running all over the place. And I was telling Tiffany that I said, look, it's gonna be times you can go with me. There's gonna be times you can't. I
Right.
know when the time I get on that boat and I come over to the Hellgate, that might be a trip you might not want to take with me.
Facts. Facts.
You
It's
you
not
might
like
not want to take
green.
that
It's
trip.
not like green fitness. It's like you when you gotta stand up probably most of
But
the
you know what?
time.
I love it. I love it because it's just the view and stuff. You get to be on the boat. See, you just get to think, man. You get to
Hmm.
think, and then seeing you come where the projects is at, knowing that I'm getting off here and I'm going to the gym. I'm going to Hellgate. I'm going to one of the dopest gyms, and I think a lot of people know about it. But I just have a feeling come next year, y'all just gonna be flooded. Eric gonna mess around and believe it or not. Y'all gonna have to find eventually a bigger spot, or y'all just gonna have a
No,
50 motherfuckers in one gym.
truthfully, that's already in the works. So that's what
Okay.
we're working on now.
Oh,
So
okay, okay. I'm only
yeah.
saying it because I'm not judging the size, but I'm thinking how when it's
Nah,
time to spar, y'all gonna have so many people coming from like Green, people coming from Jersey and Philly, and they going because when people hear about gyms and they hear about the amount of sparring, oh, we need to go over to the Queens. They got
no,
some shit
listen,
going
that
on
they
over there.
already been coming. They have a designated day that they do like I did Star Wars. It's on Wednesdays
Oh,
too.
okay.
So now instead of going to Green, everybody's coming over there. But the work, I'm not gonna front. We had some guys that came from Gleason last night. Yo, the work is good. I'm not gonna lie. So it's more competitive over at Hellgate than it is at Green Fitness. I mean, Green
Well,
Fitness is dead now. Like as far as that, the
yeah, it's
boxing stuff
quiet.
is dead.
It's quiet,
But
and it's good
but
because at least you know what you do in the sparring again. There's no interference. There's no
right,
I'm
right.
charging people to come in, and we're not
Yeah.
doing all that because
Yeah, we're not doing that. Everybody can come in for
we're
free.
not doing that.
That's how it's supposed to be. And then the
Because
thing is, the work is there. The work is really good there. I'm not gonna lie.
my thing
So
is this, right? Would you rather these kids be in the damn streets or in the gym?
No, that's what I'm
Everybody can
saying.
afford.
I,
Everybody
I'm a
can afford. I don't care if it's $5 or $10. You don't
yeah.
know if a kid got his last $10 where he need to get him something to eat. Like, don't do that.
Right, that's what I'm saying. The PAL programs that they used to have, I'm a product of the PAL programs. So I've been in the boxing program for the PAL, so the city for years. So I was a really, really good prospect. The difference is now is that they took them away because they see how much money the government was giving to them, and then they just thought of it. Then they try to label it a brutal sport. But I disagree. Ever since they took the programs out, a lot of gangs started forming up, a lot of
Yeah,
organized crime started becoming more noticeable. There was nothing else to do. So everybody flocked together. Not everybody is compatible in terms of getting along, but it happens
yeah,
that way. But
yeah,
eventually when we get our own sanctuary, a bigger sanctuary, it'll be different. So I look forward to
yeah,
that.
yeah. I,
You
I,
know,
I already see that coming, and it's funny that you said that that might be in the works because I'm thinking about it, and then I'm like, yo, they're not gonna have enough room for everybody because it's gonna get crazy at some point. If
no,
it
trust
hadn't
me, it's
already, it's
already
gonna get
it's
real
already in the
crazy.
works. It's already in the works. We actually found a spot. It's just, again, it's just a matter of materializing. Look, I'm up here in Nyack again with my man Dr. Mike. My man looking slim and trim, bro. I think he's, he's like Paul.
No.
I try to get my man tip top shape, bro. Like, what I'm saying? He don't give himself enough credit because he's really good now. He did a total transformation with me. So now, I gotta make him believe it in another level because he don't listen when I give him a compliment, you know?
Yeah, well, some people don't see it until they see it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you on that. He's
Yeah.
definitely one of those guys.
Yeah, some people don't, and then when they start taking their shirt off and looking in the mirror, and they start getting a different reaction, it's like, oh shit, I got a six
Yeah.
pack.
Yeah, that's how
Oh,
I'm trying to get him right there though.
I'm about to
He's a
be on
little
the beach all year next summer, stunting.
I'm trying to get him like that. He's a little prissy at times, you know what I'm saying? He
Man,
wants
listen, that's
everything
why
to
Tiff
the
won't
T.
let me work. That's why Tiff won't let me work with you for real. I ain't gonna lie, cause Tiff be the type that you ain't gonna be walking around here messing with seafood. You be walking around here with your shirt off. I might have to. I'll be out here fighting with these chicks. I said, man, knock it off,
Yeah,
man.
knock it off, yo. Like
Knock
she
it
tripping.
off.
But yo,
Knock it off.
I'm about to get busy with this guy right now.
All right, go
So
ahead, get
I'm
busy,
about
man.
to
I'm about
house
to take
him.
it down anyway. I got to bust moves.
Yo, let me know when you're ready to swing by, bro, because I can meet you or whatever and
Yo,
pick you
can
up
I ask
from.
you something? Don't damn,
Yeah.
cause you be getting to the. What time you think you can get to the gym tomorrow? What time you think you can get there?
What's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Friday.
Friday.
Uh, I could be there early unless Mike wants me to train with him again. Okay, so I could definitely be there. What time? What time do you want me to come out?
No, I'm just saying, what time can you get there? So at least I could tell Tiff, because I'd be like, because she be expecting me to be home sometime when she get off, but I'd be like, look, I got to go drop
Oh,
that off to him, because she ain't gonna get mad about that. She wants you to have your shit anyway. So I just need to tell her so she won't expect to see me when she get in.
I could be there at noon, or if it's easier, you can meet me at Green.
What the
If
hell you
that's
doing going to Green?
I still do dual stuff until they actually officially let it out because I still have classes.
You out here being greedy, just getting all the
No,
damn
not
money.
at
I ain't mad at you,
all.
bro.
Not at all.
I ain't mad at you.
I'm trying to build something. But the thing
All
is,
right, yeah, you know what? Let's do that.
you want to do the green? Green. I
Yeah,
think
let's
green
do
is
Green.
probably easier travel for you.
It's easier
So,
because what I'm doing is taking the A to the L.
all right. So then, come there by like 11, between 11 and 12 tomorrow.
Oh yeah, that's
I
easy. Yeah, yeah,
definitely
yeah,
will
yeah.
be there. I
That's good
definitely
enough.
will be there.
Nah, that's definitely good enough for me. I could do that.
But do me a favor, text me before you come. That way I know that you're on the way. And if train problems, I won't just leave because you didn't come by a certain time.
Um, well, if you saying about 11 to 12, I could text you by 10:30.
Yeah, yeah. Just let me know you on the way, and then I know that to expect you.
All right, because it don't take that long to get there for real. So because
Yeah.
it's express with the A train. So to get to
Okay.
14th Street to get on the L is nothing. It
Okay.
shouldn't
Yeah.
be no
I
issue.
should have told
But
you
I'll
that
let
the
you
other
know.
day. I should have told you that the other day, but that's my bad.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know you still go over there, but okay, we'll do that
Yeah,
then.
I
We'll do that
do.
for
Yeah,
tomorrow.
I still got some of my equipment stuff over there.
All right, then. All right, so we'll do that for tomorrow.
All right, cool. I'll talk to you
All
later.
right, all
All
right.
right, peace, man.
Peace. All right, y'all. What's up? We gotta take this down, man. Gotta bust a couple moves. You know what I mean? But once again, happy birthday to the dog. Happy heavenly birthday to the dog, DMX. 55th birthday. Shout outs to him. If y'all ever get a chance, watch Belly. Play a couple DMX songs. Look him up for the people that don't know, but I'm sure everybody does, so we don't need to do all that. It ain't like any of y'all were born in the freaking 2000s. We all old enough to know. I'm gonna get up out of here. Some moves to bust. I'll probably make another one of those videos with me running around the city again. You know what I mean? So y'all gonna see something today, but we will be back today for Throwback Thursday. We were supposed to be talking about Ike Cortez, but I changed it up to Winky Wright. So 6:05, I'll be back. We're gonna talk about my man Winky Wright. You know, he was something different, right? So listen, all the rest of y'all just enjoy your day. Be safe out here. You know, pay attention to everything that you do and what's around you. Protect your peace, space, surroundings. Like, share, subscribe. I love y'all. Y'all know what it is. It's the No Doug Zone podcast. Let's go.